So this is an overview of my capstone project, a proposal for a high school writing center. So the inspiration for this project came in the last school year when I would assign essays to my classes and inevitably found myself stretched for time to conference with them about their writing. Usually what would happen is the students who were struggling would get more of my attention and the stronger writers would get less, and I felt that they weren't being challenged. I would try to challenge them to apply that knowledge of their writing by working with peers, but found that to be unsuccessful. They either were more interested or more concerned with their own essays, or they really didn't know how to give good constructive feedback. So, my solution to this problem is I would like to implement a student led writing center at the high school where I currently work. The goals of the center would be to serve as a safe space for students to get extra help with their writing. It would also be to encourage the stronger writers to become peer tutors and deepen their knowledge of composition by teaching. And it would also serve to assist teachers like myself who maybe are overwhelmed in the classroom, and also encourage non English teachers to implement writing by having a resource they can refer students to. A little bit about the school where the Writing Center would take place. So I work at Black River High School. It is located in Sullivan, Ohio. It is a small rural community. It serves about 300 students any given school year. And the average class size is anywhere from 15 to 20 with a class period of 50 minutes. So within a 50-minute period, I usually only have anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes to meet with each student, which isn't a lot of time, especially if they have questions or are really struggling with their writing. In the proposal, I outline and give an overview of the current problem. I offer the stated objective of the center, as well as offer a rationale and guide and philosophy statement for what the purpose of the center is and how it will be run. I also include a general plan to begin operation. The target audience would be the building administrators that I need approval from in order to begin this process. When I began planning this center, I really didn't have much insight into what goes into building a writing center or running it. So a lot of my research looked into best practices and how to go about starting this whole process. Something I was also interested in is how peer tutoring can be mutually beneficial for both struggling and high achieving students, how it can help both of them grow their writing skills over time. While writing centers are fairly common on college campuses, they're not so much on high school campuses, and a lot of the research is geared towards college writing centers. So I wanted to be mindful about what considerations I would need to make when adjusting it to the environment I intend to build it at. And then I also wanted to start building a catalog of resources, tools, and strategies that could be used in the center. For my research, I mainly referenced scholarly journal articles and academic newsletters or magazines. I also interviewed a couple different writing center directors, to get their advice and perspectives on how to go about building a program like this. And as a means for recording and conducting my research, I developed a blog that gives an overview of the information I found. I think going forward, it'll be good for me to look back on and refer to. But I also hope that it could be used by fellow educators who are looking to do something similar. My major takeaways from the research are first and foremost that writing centers are not just a place for students to bring their essays to get edited, but they really work to help teach those writing skills and build independent writers. So when students come to the center, the tutors should really work on helping them access resources or utilize resources, as well as practicing strategies for when they inevitably are challenged or struggle with a writing assignment. Another big theme in the research is that writing centers are centers for collaboration among staff. They can help encourage consistency among writing expectations or the types of assignments that are being assigned to students. With students, it can encourage them to see writing as a collaborative process where ideas are challenged or made better, and that communities also have the potential to come in and work with students, or the writing center itself can serve the larger community that the school is located in. Something that also came up several times in the research is that tutors can sometimes be more effective in one-on-one conferencing with students because students are more comfortable and less intimidated by a tutor than they are a teacher. So students are less likely to maybe challenge a teacher or ask questions for fear of being perceived as not as knowledgeable, or that they're going to be incorrect. And they tend to take on a more passive role with that relationship dynamic. But with the tutor, there's a degree of familiarity, they're more on their level, and students are more likely to take an active role in the writing process. Something else that was also iterated several times is that this is not a one-size-fits-all system, and it really needs to be tailored to the community and the resources that are available. So the research on high school writing centers is a growing area. It's has increased more in the last 25 years. There's been more of a trend of centers located at high schools. And there's different models that some utilize college partnerships by having teachers in training coming in and working with students. Some use student aides in the classroom or hired staff, but it really just depends on what resources and the environment and the type of community that those schools are located in. There's also been some inclinations that programs like this have the potential to close achievement gaps and really help more disadvantaged populations of students grow their writing skills and better prepare them for college writing. However, more research still needs to be done on that. This program would really kind of work to test that theory and see if it can really result in long-term growth for students over time. So the next steps in this process would be to submit the proposal to school administration for approval and begin recruiting and training tutors to build this program. I do intend to keep writing and reflecting and adding resources and information to the blog as I continue this process. But I understand that this is a large undertaking and one I assume will be ongoing for several years before I can really establish the vision I've set out for it. While it's a lot of work, I feel that a program like this is very important and one that is worthwhile and worth pursuing. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to review my project, and I hope you have a wonderful day.